back for another live stream. Thank you all for joining us. We have an awesome show for you once again. As always, my co-host is with me, Novo. Novo, buddy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Welcome all my aliens, apes, and zombies. The sidekick that's on the screen with us, he kept me up late last night. I'll let you introduce him, but it was an outstanding night last night, and we're going to make some history here today.
Yes, sir. I mean, really is a historic show that we have for you. As Novo mentioned, he was up late conversing with our guest that I'm going to introduce, our first guest, one of two. We actually have two guests on the show today. But without further ado, I want to introduce the illustrious Yuri Cole. If you are on the West Coast, you might be familiar with the pillar of modern art that he helps oversee, which is the Venice Institute of Contemporary Art. And we are honored to have him on the show. Yuri, how are you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
After that introduction, I couldn't be doing anything but great. Thank you. That was wonderful.
Well, I have a feeling after this show and after tonight, the name Yuri Cole is going to ring bells throughout the NFT community, throughout the blockchain community, as it already does throughout the traditional art world. Yuri, I don't want to give away the whole surprise. I don't want to steal your thunder. But before we get into the big reveal and why we're here today, can you tell us a little bit about the Venice Institute of Contemporary Art? And then after you give them a little bit of that context, let's go ahead and share the big announcement that we wanted to bring to the fans today.
Okay, great. Well, the Venice Institute of Contemporary Art was started in 2011, and our ultimate goal is to build a museum here. But in the meantime, we started the Institute to preserve, protect, promote, and present the art from Southern California and beyond. There's a spirit here in Venice that is creative and wonderful, and Southern California in general, and we like to use that as a way to an entree into the art world. We do a lot of surfing and skating around here, and we love our music and stuff. So the atmosphere here is very open, and we try to bring that to the art world.
It's a very groovy place, Venice is, right?
Yeah, it's interesting and challenging and wonderful, yes.
So that being said, we're excited to have you in particular today. I mean, we'll be excited to have you back, and we'd be excited to have you anytime. But today is a really special day, March 9th, Tuesday, in particular because you are actually launching and minting your first ever NFT. Is that correct?
This is the first NFT of a major artist that we've minted. We are minting a special edition of Jean-Michel Basquiat's The Off's first record work, which he drew in 1981. It was released by the Off's record company in 1984, and this edition drops at 5 p.m. today. And I'm going to leave the backstory about how this whole print, image, idea, story came to Johnny Brower, who's responsible for this entire story in general, bringing it forward.
Awesome. All right. Well, Yuri, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, please go online. Tell us where we can find Venice Institute of Contemporary Art on Twitter and Instagram, so everybody can tune in with you, Yuri.
Okay, it's real simple. On Twitter, the handle is Venice ICA. On Instagram, it's the same, Venice ICA. And if you go to veniceica.org, you can see everything that you need to see on the website. This is so new that we haven't put any information about this drop on our website yet. We're so excited about this. We wanted to get it out there, but that information will be up there probably, hopefully before 5 o'clock. So, but who's ever watching this is getting the dope early.
Love that. Exclusive, brought to you by NFT Stories. Yuri Cole, ladies and gentlemen, it's such an honor, Yuri. Thank you so much to trust us to deliver this news, this historic news. Is really flattering and humbling, and it's been a real pleasure speaking with you. But next, we want to bring on your partner, your partner in crime in this endeavor, Johnny Brower, the infamous, the illustrious.
All right, we gotta switch masks. Here we go, switch mask. Here, Johnny, come on in.
So
Hey,
Yuri,
what's up, Johnny?
Damn, it's about time I got this mask off. Woo.
so everybody at home, Yuri and Johnny are being as responsible as possible in this time of COVID, practicing social distancing, and they're sharing a webcam. So that's why we're doing one interview at a time. And if you're not familiar with Johnny Brower, you definitely need to bone up on your music history, your rock and roll history. More recently, Johnny is the face and the man behind the curtain at Venice Modern Art. Johnny, it's such a pleasure to speak with you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I'm very excited to be on this platform with you today and getting an opportunity to participate in this amazing experience of dropping what I believe is the first Jean-Michel Basquiat NFT to date. And I hope there are many more to come. But I'm very excited about this one because being a record hood and being a concert promoter for many, many years, I felt that, you know, as David Ferguson said, this record cover was the moment that graffiti met punk. And yes. Basquiat did this in 1981 for his friends, the Offs. A lot of stuff just happened on here, Yuri. One of your things popped up somewhere. And now all the boys disappeared. And,
no, you're still on, dude.
Oh, that's okay. I just want to see my guys. That's all. Okay. I see my guy down here in the lower right corner with the sunglasses. That's the guy I want to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the significance of this piece of art, aside from by Basquiat, is this, in my opinion. The original piece of art I'm going to show you here was done in 1981. When it showed up at the record company, David Ferguson looked at it and said, you know, like, this is punk. I need this to be punk. So he reversed the image and created this image, which is so unique and so like punk. That's exactly what it became. Okay. Now, this original piece sold in 2011 for $300,000, probably worth 10 times that much now. But more significant than that is this. This was done in 1981. And I will just show you the crown of thorns on the skull. In the oeuvre of Basquiat's work between 81 and 83, this same image appears in works, and these are only little thumbnails of sections of them that were taken at the Fondation Louis Vuitton exhibition in Paris in 2019 that indicate that sketch, again, Yuri, you got the, your machine going here.
Somehow, don't worry, you can keep talking to them.
I'm showing them images, so we do need to do that.
Don't worry, go ahead.
Okay.
What I enjoy is how you're taking something from 1981, that's just pretty much almost the conception of street art and on a record label, and you're bringing it to the NFT Stories and bringing it to an NFT. You know, it's someone like Justin Aversado who helped bridge this gap, bring this to the limelight of NFT and NFT Stories. This is huge. I mean, this is groundbreaking stuff here.
Well, I'm honored to be part of it. And I agree, it's groundbreaking in my world because, I go back to the late 60s.
Hey, I hate to, don't sell yourself short. You're not a part of it. You are it. Fast forward, get to the story here. The meat and the potatoes of how you came across these. There's more to it. This is awesome. I can't wait. I have goosebumps right now.
All right. Well, David Ferguson was the guy that had CD Presents, which was a major label, punk label in the 80s. He had Bad Brains. He had all kinds of different bands on his label. And Andy Warhol and he were friends because he brought Andy Warhol to the University of Miami when he was in college, and brought Andy down there to speak and do a lecture. And so they continued to be friends. So the Offs, at one point, Basquiat was going to be their drummer, but his career got so lightning hot that it was like, no, I can't do that. But he had already done the cover for their album, which he was hoping they would get a record deal in 81. They didn't get a record deal till 83 when Andy Warhol finally phoned his friend David Ferguson and said, hey, I need a major deal for these guys. And I get you Jean-Michel Basquiat's already done the cover. So that is how it became released in 1984. And, there's stories, you've got to remember something. Deborah Harry bought the first work by Basquiat. She was the person that bought his first piece of work before Andy Warhol hooked up with him, before any of that. So he was in that scene in the Mud Club, all of those places. I mean, his life going from the streets really to the penthouse in such a short period of time, meteoric rise, was in the same world as Deborah Harry, Alice Cooper, Talking Heads, all of these different people that were just, you know, bubbling up there. Alice had already become big. Alice became big at my show on September 13th, 1969, when they had the chicken incident. But Alice was a fixture then in the art world as well, hanging out with Salvador Dali and a lot of other wild people. And that was a wild place, man, New York in the early 80s. So this is what excites me about the resurgence now of the opportunity for this piece of Basquiat's work to surface on this platform and on this technical genius experience that you are all part of launching, and that I'm sitting here going, you know, whoa, I'm back in the forefront of what is happening in culture.
And I think that's the important thing with NFTs and the blockchain is we're giving everyone a chance, just not the alpha males, alpha females, alpha aliens, apes, and zombies at the top, but everyone from up top to down low. And you have a voice now. You have a way of getting it out there. You have a way of monetizing it if you want to, or sharing it, or trading it, or just exposing other people to it. And that's what I love about the NFT space. And it's going to go mainstream. And all it takes is stories like this to keep on resurfacing.
Absolutely. And I agree with that totally. And Yuri mentioned earlier that I'm going to do a couple of NFTs of some of my poetry. I consider myself, prior to any other accomplishment in life, a poet. And so
I'm holding you to that. You're going to come back on. You're going to get some poetry on here on NFT Stories. I'm holding you to that. We'll make a timetable so we get you set in stone. We're going to keep on producing these NFT stories. I know, Mig, you got a question you're dying to ask over there.
Well, I was going to say, when you come back, we got to hear about the chicken incident. We got to hear about some of these other stories as well in depth. You know, I guess, Johnny, I want to just recap a little bit, make sure our fans, our viewers are really, you know, in tune with what's going on here. Not only is this the first Basquiat, the first official Basquiat NFT that we know of in the world, it also holds a special place in music history because it's album artwork for a band that at one time Basquiat was planning to join and tour with until his traditional art career took off, right?
Yes.
So it's sort of a historical landmark of the intersection of punk and street art in the early 80s.
Absolutely.
And never been digitally in this sort of way on a blockchain released to the world for consumption before now. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. And I believe that this is the first Basquiat that has achieved NFT status as well, because had one done so, it would have been in ArtNet, it would have been in Artsy, it would have been in the media. And so sure. I know that we are first on this format, and that excites me more than anything. Is always getting out there and being first with something is a thrill.
It is in the media. It's on NFT Stories right now. You got people watching this live. It's going to be tweeted. It's going to be, you know, twitched. It's going to be out there. All right. This is what we want to do.
Good reminder. Everybody watching at home, let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from, and please tweet the link to this live stream. Johnny, I have to ask, how did you and Yuri come into possession of the album cover of this piece of artwork to become in a position to share it with the world digitally?
Yeah. Okay. Well, David Ferguson was a longtime friend of mine, the head of CD Presents. In the 2008-2009 crash, his independent record company, despite struggling, went under. And it was just tragically before vinyl really hit, because he had such an amazing collection of artists.
Will you show the record yet?
Yeah, no, but will show you the record. There it is. It's incredible. And this is the 35th anniversary edition, the emerald marbled green, by the way, which I put out last year to celebrate 35 years since the release of it. I said to David, you know, I was actually helping him financially for a while. And I said, David, listen, you know, I'm just nickel and dime you here. Let me buy all the Basquiat rights and I'll give you a chunk of money that you can actually start to breathe with. And he said, okay, that would save my life. That would be beautiful. So I was in a position to be able to do that. And David and I were going to work this project together. We were heading to Art Basel. He had a hernia operation. He passed away on the table. He was not in good health. And it was a very tragic loss. And it kind of left me a little bit, okay, whoa, now what? And I was able to hook up with Yuri, who, of course, his art experience, etc., was second to none. And it gave me an opportunity to also decide that these records were only going to be sold at exhibitions around the world where Basquiat exhibitions were being held, and they were going to be sold in the gift shop for quite a bit of money. But that was to maintain the exclusivity. I wasn't going to take them to Amoeba and say, you know, like, can you put some of these in the window? No. They had to be respectful of the fact that there are limited editions of 500 at a time in the different colors. And the gold one will be out later this year, and that celebrates Basquiat's 60th birthday last year, which we couldn't because Art Basel did not happen, and it would have been his 60th birthday party, December 22nd of last year. So we're moving that up to this year. He was born in 1960, so 60 years later was 2020.
I enjoyed the aspect of the story that, you know, you as not only a friend, but part of the community is, you know, helped them out financially. You know, we're seeing that a lot in the NFT space right now, where we do have these artists who are up and coming, who maybe need to sell something to create the next generation of what they're minting. And we're seeing a huge organic growth within the economics of the NFT movement, where a lot of money is not leaving. A lot of the money is getting recirculated in the space, helping out others. You know, for instance, like a punk like this, you know, that might be a little bit more modern to compare to what you're thinking about. It sells, but then those profits get put back into other smaller artists, and it's kind of regenerating the economic status within the art community.
It's self-perpetuating culture, and it's a beautiful experience.
Hey, Johnny, I want to clarify something. You were talking a moment ago about, I believe, pressed physical albums that were like 1 of 500 limited edition, right?
Yes.
Because when we talk about this NFT that you and Yuri are releasing at 5 p.m. Pacific time, that's 8 p.m. Eastern time today on Tuesday, March 9th, that's not 1 in 500, right? That's actually
1 of 25.
1 of 25. So
yeah,
this is going to be an extremely limited edition. And then there are a couple of artist prints in addition to the 25, but we're really talking about
artist proofs. There's very few of those. And as you know, a couple of them have been gifted already within the industry, which is another thing that I love Yuri doing. Wanting to put them in the hands of people that have done just exactly what you said.
D-money.
And so I think there are 5, was it 5 artist proofs, and then the run of 25 of the standards. So we're talking about 30 total NFTs derived from this incredible piece of art and music history, right?
Yeah, well, there'll be 25 that are available commercially. The other 5 are not.
Right. And then the other thing, could you hold up the album cover again, the physical one? Because I think what's so cool, you were just about to talk about, you know, this was designed in 1981. And is this the first time that we see that crown of thorns from Basquiat?
Yes, it is. That is the thing that amazes me the most, is that his use of the crown of thorns did not begin until 81. And as I said, I showed you a couple of little postage stamp. I mean, this piece of art right here was like 5 feet by 7 feet. I mean, it was enormous, $10–15 million work of art in Paris. We took these pictures when we were there. And this other one. And this is when I started to realize, wait a minute. These incredible uses of the crown of thorns are in that same period. And I don't know the date in 81 when he did the sketch. Nobody does, but I have to believe that piece of work inspired that motif in his work of art over the next 3 years. I just have to believe that. Something inside me tells me this is what he did, and looked at it and went, yeah, I'm working with that. You can read about this on VeniceModernArt.com. You can read the entire backstory and some more thrilling stuff that I'll probably forget and would rather not waste time with, because if you want to really read up on it, you can. It's a fascinating story.
So I want to ask you one more detail, just so, you know, because we have a lot of people that love NFTs, are interested in buying NFTs, that watch our programming. And I know our good friend of the show, Justin Aversano, he actually, I believe, helped introduce this NFT world to you and Yuri. But can you help?
Yep, that's true.
Awesome. And Yuri and Johnny, can you help the fans understand where do they go at 5 p.m. Pacific time tonight to get their digital hands on this awesome collectible?
Okay, so you go here, Johnny.
I'm gonna switch out here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Johnny.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so hey guys, thanks Johnny. That was awesome. Way better than I could ever say.
We'll be back for more stories. Not now, but next time.
Yeah, Johnny's amazing. We're doing a whole movie about him, a whole episodic series about him called Pop 69, but that's another story.
That's going to be a story for you and I. We're going to get that going. We talked about it last night, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the way that you find out about this thing is, I can put it in the trap. It basically, you find out about it on OpenSea. It's basically, you go to collect the Basquiat collection. The Basquiat collection has a dash between the Basquiat and collection. The dash Basquiat dash collection. That you can find on OpenSea, which I'm sure that your audience knows about, and it's also under my own VICA. I'm pretty sure you can find it under the Venice Institute of Contemporary Art on OpenSea, which I'm not exactly sure what my main top level is, but you'll be able to find it on OpenSea.
I'm on the site right now, and if I just search V like Victor or V like Venice, ICA, then I'm totally able to find it. So
great, thank you.
That should be quite accessible to folks at home. That's V like Venice, ICA.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, you guys. Really appreciate the opportunity, and it drops at 5 p.m. Pacific time today, which is approximately 3.5 hours from now. So,
hey, Mick, can you pull up the screen share there? Is there a way you can do that? The screen share on it?
Screen sharing isn't active. It's actually, I'm not able to screen share right now.
All right, let me do a couple clicks here. Sorry, clickety click.
Sorry, guys. So I'm privy to a little bit of your to the backstory on this show, and I'm making sure that all your tech guys are okay back there.
Our producer is working hard as always, and he's already got us patched and ready, so I can actually pull this up.
Okay, great.
So forgive me if I don't look at the camera.
Thanks, Keith. I didn't want to. Sorry about that, dude. I didn't want to call you out, but thanks.
But let me actually go to the homepage just to show folks exactly what they're going to search for. You see, very simple. VICA comes up #1.
Thank you for you just totally taught me something, because I'm so new that I didn't even try to search for my own thing yet. I got so damn new. You guys, I'm just learning, and I'm just really proud that Johnny Brower introduced me to this story and this wonderful image. It has we took a copy of it back to Estonia when I did my show back there. It was the first time Basquiat ever was seen in Estonia, and we showed it next to an Andy Warhol that a collector in Estonia had, and nobody in Estonia had ever seen anything like it. And so, like, this thing is traveling around, and now it's traveling through the NFT space, which is a whole new thing. And also anybody, when you look at the NFT itself and you want to just check it out, you'll be able to see all the details, the key details, a lot of them on the detail line of the NFT drop of the NFT itself. You can see that now, because basically this tells the backstory in a nutshell. It's the same story that's told on the Venice Modern Art website, but you can see it right now on OpenSea and stay right where you are. to check that out. And you know, I just want to thank Johnny Brower for the opportunity, but most of all, you guys at NFT Stories for giving us the ability to tell everybody early through you guys.
Well, that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get the word out. You know, we've
I'm going to give Johnny the last word because I'm going to jump. Johnny's going to come on. He's going to get the last word.
Johnny, get in here. You know, and with these NFT stories, if you guys at home have any NFT stories, let us know. We love to produce this content. We want to get the word out there. We have a lot of people. I get a lot of people asking me, what's next? What's next? We're trying to stay 2 steps ahead of the game. This is 2 steps ahead of the game right here. NFT Stories. Look at us on Twitter. Look us on Twitch. You got Mig Mora. You got Crypto Novo 311. Take it away there, Johnny.
Well, I want to thank you for giving this opportunity to us to bring Basquiat all the way home because, you know, he spent a lot of time in Venice. Some of his major works were created here. Gagosian gave him a studio, and I know that he loved the culture and the ambiance here in Venice. So for us to be able to launch in Venice with you, the first Jean-Michel Basquiat NFT is like, it gives me goosebumps, you know, and I've just had a lot of things happen since the late 60s. I've had a few goosebumps, but getting them again, you know, that's just like, that's really makes it.
Wow.
I got a question.
Johnny.
What's next? This is groundbreaking right now. What's next for you guys? What can you tell us?
Well, what I can tell you is that the next NFT that Venice Modern Art is going to bring to the Venice Institute of Contemporary Art is a piece of original hand-drawn pencil art that took 200 hours to do. And it was my poster for the Doors concert, April 20th, 1968. I was still living at home with my mom in Toronto, and I brought the Doors to Canada. It was their first time they visited. But I had been living in LA for a couple of years prior to that. I'd seen them at the Whiskey. I had, you know, been part of the culture here. And so when I got back to Canada and it was like a ghost town, I said, we need to bring rock and roll here. And we brought the Doors, and I became the concert promoter in town overnight. But this drawing, this work of art, has been looked at by people that do pencil art and is described as one of the finest pieces of pencil art. The image of Jim Morrison on this piece of art is uncanny. It's so magnetic and magic. And that's what's going to be the next NFT that we're going to bring.
So are you going to try to do physical art with the NFT as well? Because I know there's an awesome female artist out there, Nicole Buffett, who is taking her original paints and then not only selling them as NFTs, but then also shipping them as physical forms to the collectors.
Well, that's something I'll talk to Yuri about. I would love to be able to do that because I would love people to have in their hands or on their walls this, as well as the digitized version.
Let's branch out. Maybe I'll find some connections. Maybe we can get this somewhere on like a metaverse type thing. So it's on not only on a digital format, but also in a metaverse type of format. So it reaches the 3 phases. It reaches the physical phase, the NFT phase, and the metaverse phase. And that's what I'm trying to push, is push the envelope. I want to push the envelope on you guys as the artists, the developers, and everyone working on the NFT movement, because that's what's going to make it special.
Wow, wonderful.
Absolutely. Johnny, thank you so much to both you and Yuri for trusting us with this really, really historic launch. You know, it's very flattering and humbling that our little show could actually help you guys launch this piece of art and music history. So, you know, the pleasure is all ours. We really hope that we can do this again with your subsequent drops, especially the drawing that you're talking about from the show on April 20th.
Hey, Johnny, is there a way we can get Yuri back on so we can talk about the airdrop one more time for everyone listening at home? So we can
get him back on right now, and we'll do that because I'd like everybody to know that it's coming up not much longer, another few hours.
That's right.
And absolutely, all the best, you guys, and thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for bringing this to our table and coming out and talking to us. That was awesome.
All right.
Yuri,
guys, this is an interesting I mean, Johnny and I are used to being on camera, on television, but are we gonna do a few of these where we send these to people?
I think what do these guys think?
Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that we should be sending out a record with some of these? We'll send out one of these records, these green records with some of these NFTs that we drop, basically we would
I'll tell you what, this is what I'll do. Hey, this is what I'll do. I'll link up with you after the show here. I'll purchase one of these. I'd love to have one of those. That would be sweet.
That's fantastic. But Novo, you gotta wait just like everybody else till right at 5. But
hey, I'm fine.
Sure
I don't need to get in before anyone else. If they all sell out, I'm happy to share with the rest of the world. At the same time, I FOMO just like anyone else.
Hey, hold up.
No, rock and roll. I want you guys to have them, and I'm stoked that you guys are interested. In the meantime, trust me, it's not just the artwork. You play that record, the Offs are a badass band. The album works great.
Oh, heck yeah. And Mig, I know you're about to say something. You're chomping at the bit. I want to get my words in before you got your words in.
I'm saying, I'm in line. I'm standing right next to Novo in that line. Definitely.
All right, Mig. We'll make sure both of you guys are the first collectors of this wonderful NFT, and we're real proud to be able to tell people about it. And thanks to you for letting us tell people for the very first time. Thank you.
No, thank you. And to answer your question, I do think anytime that folks can tie a physical object, just because there's still that we still love the touch and the tangible. We're physical creatures. I do think that'll be interesting for future releases as well. Definitely.
Yeah, I think we're probably we might be I'm going to talk to Johnny about it when we get offline, but I think we might be including some of these records with some of these NFTs, depending on what Johnny says. But we do that with our other NFTs. I've got other NFTs on my website that relate to other artists, and we do that. We think it's important to tie the physical with the NFT for people who want it. And in the meantime, we drop these. We dropped these at 5 p.m. today, Pacific time on OpenSea. Just search VICA in your search line, or just VICA in the search line, and you'll come to a couple of collections. Click on the Basquiat collection, and there you'll be. And you can also see them all at one time, all the different offerings we have. But we really appreciate the opportunity, guys. Thank you so very much.
We appreciate the story. We appreciate you bringing it to life. This is a tight-knit community. I know, with Justin and Nicole and G Money and Tony, the list goes down, down and down. We're all here. We're all here to help each other. We're here to spread the word. Any NFT stories, let us know, and we're going to catch back up with you. I mean, this is not the one NFT story. It's NFT stories, plural, because there's more to this story, and this is just this. We're scratching the surface right here.
Yeah, we the most important thing for us is to keep artists who are struggling making their work. We are open to, like, if you want to check out our email address, you want to drop us some of your NFT art, we'll look at it. We'll give you, we're happy to, some galleries, they don't like unsolicited submissions, but just for the purposes of, if you write NFT stories in your submission to us, we'll look at it right away and give you guys, our thoughts. We may not be able to show all your work, but we definitely want to take a look, because we care about introducing the world to artists we don't know about, that we're stoked about, that we just find out about. It's really important to us. As an artist myself, as a person who's always been struggling for a voice, we know there's a lot of voices out there, diverse voices of people of color, people all over the world that don't get the opportunities we get, and we want to give them the opportunity to tell their stories too.
We will be that voice for all my aliens, apes, and zombies. We accept all and any, doesn't matter the shape, size, color. We're here to help. We're spreading the love. We're spreading it. Mig, take us out of here, man. Take us out of here on this historic event. I'm pumped up. I want to get out of here. I want to get my gas. I want to get my Ethereum traded around, so I'm ready to get going on this airdrop later today.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys put a capstone on this very well. All I'm going to say is thank you so much to our esteemed guests, Yuri Cole and Johnny Brower, for even letting us be in their orbit for this incredible release. The first Jean-Michel Basquiat NFT that we know of in the physical universe. Be sure to check it out on OpenSea tonight, 5 p.m. That's Pacific time, 8 p.m. if you're on the East Coast like me. And make sure, don't forget, follow Venice Institute of Contemporary Art on Twitter and Instagram. Follow Venice Modern Art on Twitter and Instagram. And if you have some artwork that you want Yuri or Johnny to see, send it to them. Like he said, be sure to tag us, tag NFT Stories, so that they know you're legit. And until next time, man, peace and love. And Yuri and Johnny, one last time, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. See here, Johnny's going to say goodbye. Here you go.
Yes, love it.
Saying goodbye and saying goodbye and saying goodbye. Getting my big.
Well,
Hey,
it's more like see you later. We're going to see you guys soon.
See you guys later. All right, rock and roll. Thanks, Meg. Thanks, Novo.
Be
And
positive and love life.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Later, you guys.